Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 The Great War with me, Alpha Biomega, and Sweden. So in the previous episode we have ran our first half a year, I guess, in game. We have started and finished a number of projects. Namely, we finished 3 focuses, the modernization of our Swedish fleet, the industrial effort and infrastructure effort. We also finished a set of our first technologies and we scheduled a couple of new ones. We also started to focus on political effort, which is going to give us 100 political power and unlock some more politically oriented focuses for us. Namely, we're going to go through the authoritarian focus and the executive constitutional monarchy into absolute monarchy. We've already discussed that. We've also started upgrading our navy. We created the 1910A Urnen class, which is an upgrade of the original Urnen class, and we are now researching the Destroyer 3 technology, which will allow us to create a completely new type of ship, which is going to be supporting our navy. But while I'm talking about this, I wanted to mention that I was looking up some facts about the Swedish Navy. I wanted to read a bit about the ships, as I usually do, and actually, I don't usually read about ships that much, but I was interested in learning a bit more about the Swedish Navy. And I found a really interesting webpage that I'm going to link in the comments. It has photos and a bit of information about each of the ship, where they came from, what they are like, what their role was. It's really an interesting read, so I suggest if you're interested in a military history or just ships in general, or if you are even not interested but you would just like to check it out, do so. It will be worth your time. I was actually speaking at length about the destroyers that we have, which is kind of interesting. So just some info that I learned and that sparked my interest is the fact that, it's going to be better seen at the destroyer page. Now, destroyer page at the fleet. At this task force of our destroyers who are now training in the lower Baltic Sea. God damn it, that was harder than it had to be. Now I checked it, and there is an interesting speech there about how we ended up with so many different ships. The Magna and Mode were actually HMS ships that were ordered from England. They were competing designs, being, I guess, quite similar to each other, but they wanted to see which one would work better. And then I think the Magna won, and they developed Whale class out of that. And after the Whale class was done, they started developing and manufacturing the Ragnar class. So there was actually quite a lot of similarities between these ships, and they are based on each other. So that is kind of interesting to hear. There's a lot of photos. I suggest that you check it out, as I mentioned. So we're going to focus a bit on our destroyers today, because I found out that there is a possibility for us to unify them at least a bit into 2 classes. So the Ragnar class, we can't really do much with it. We have the Hugin here, but I'm going to ignore that because that's a different type of ship. But the Mode, Magna, and Vale can all be turned into Whale class. Yes, so we can turn the Mode and Magna into Whale and just upgrade the Whale afterwards. I'm not sure what the Vale class ship is like. I haven't really checked it, but we can look together now. What does it have? Where's the... It's not even here because it's considered outdated. Really? Come on. Well, it has nothing, really. It has anti-submarine depth charges. It has a bit of a light battery on it and an anti-air gun. A bit of torpedoes. Actually, it has a decent torpedo attack. Could we boost that one by adding... Yeah, we could. We could add additional torpedo launchers, which would be good. Surface visibility is fairly low. Subdetection is fairly good. And the depth charges are not bad. So I think we could use these older ships as we can't really do much with the torpedoes. We then need to make a decision. Once we get the destroyer free, we will either rearm these older ships, both the Ragnar and Vale, either as anti-submarine or torpedo boats. So we'll need to decide what we're gonna do with those. There's no better engine that we can get. So I'll either switch them to have additional anti-submarine warfare charges, which is the depth charges, or having more torpedoes. But first we'll need to change our ships into the Vale class, and then we're gonna upgrade. So let's schedule it immediately so that we don't... Actually no, let's leave them be. They're gonna finish training, and then we can do that as a second part of the reform that we actually started. It's all in the roleplay. It's all in the roleplay. We also finished our first civilian factory, and we're working on the military one, which will allow us to start producing some field artillery. We're stockpiling infantry equipment, as we mentioned, and support equipment. That is pretty good. Have we turned that one division we had, the Felt Police? Yeah, we did. Okay, so we now have... Okay, so my first goal should be to train 4 more divisions. So I think we're gonna just start with that immediately. So let's just set you here. We're gonna be trained in Karstadt, and we are going to train 4 of you. And you are named... we'll name you when you're ready. Okay, so let's unpause the game, see what's going to happen. There has been some shenanigans going on in the Balkans, so I'm interested in seeing if there's going to be more of that coming our way. Never checked through the decisions, but there's nothing here. Regional-wide industrial integration might... Actually, I think that's completely useless for us. It gives an extra building slot, but considering it has a cost of 100 political power, that is completely out of our reach, and will be for the entirety of the game. So let's make a little check. We can build how many additional factories? 2 here, 3 here, that's 5. An additional 5 in Scania. Then 3 more here, so that's... wait, that's 3, 4, okay, 5, 13... 14, so we can build maximum 14 extra factories. That's not much, but I guess that's gonna be... Yeah, we can pretty much double our factory cost. We can't build fuel silos for now, unfortunately. It cost 5... Well, they cost nearly as much as a military factory. Jesus. It's our fuel capacity, 104,000. Okay. How much did the synthetic... 14. Okay, so a synthetic refinery costs twice as much as military factory. Well, railway. Railway is cheap. That's good. The supply hub isn't, though. We would really do well if we boosted the supply hub here. There's a naval base here in Libya. By the way, that's a beautiful city. I recommend you visit it if you haven't been there. Okay, wait, that's a level 2 supply hub. A connection from capital. Railway bottlenecks. Okay, my goal will be to increase the supply in the north. Could we do that by ships? How much does Stockholm have as far as supply go? Because it looks like it doesn't have much. It has 12.8. Really? Göteborg has more supply. 25.6, while Stockholm has 12. So it looks like Göteborg is the capital. Supply hub. From civilian factories, from military factories, from dockyards. Okay, so Göteborg is the is the best one. So upgrading the railway, is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. Okay, so we might actually have to upgrade the entire railway up to the north. Now there might be a possibility to upgrade the shipyards, but yeah, that's not gonna happen. Okay, well, I'll deal with this later, but the supply situation is not looking good because most of the supply is stuck in the south, and we'll need to upgrade the railroad somehow. Okay, so we finished the Destroyer 3, which is good. The Wrangler class is actually too far for us now. I think that we might go with the light cruisers. I'd like to get the better guns here, so let's focus on the light cruiser next. And I'll unpause the game and we are going to check what the design of... Well, actually, no. I think that our navies have finished training. Okay, so Sigurd Destroyer is repairing. So once they are done, we are going to schedule them for upgrading. Yeah, you guys freaked me out in the comments about the supply, and it is not good. It is going to be bad. This is going to be really bad. This area is gonna have some hard time. Well, this is why we will need to get the what is it called? The horse-drawn vehicles, which are the trucks of the game. So we will eventually need to build a stockpile of horse-drawn vehicles and not use them for our units, so that we can supply our units adequately. Now I know it's a bit early to delve on such details, but remember our capacity is very low, and thus it is kind of hard to keep this functioning. Wait, what's going on? You're drilling still? 79. Yep, okay, so they're still drilling one of the ships. That is cool. That is cool. How's the training going on? Pretty good. Do we have more? We could do 2 units at once, but that's not necessary. Okay, so now let's look at the design of the new ship. Destroyer 3. So what could you have? Pretty much the same thing. There really isn't much that we can change here. Yeah, the designs have all the same components. So what is the difference between the destroyers? We need to check that so that we know what strengths to play in. So we started with, this is the Mode, that's the early one, and the Destroyer 3. So what do you increase? Torpedo attack is increased by 1, and depth charges are increased by 3. Oh, that's not making it very easy for me. But I think what we're gonna do is the older ships are gonna be turned into torpedo boats, and the Destroyer 3 are gonna be a mix of torpedo and some depth charges. They do have some improved anti-air, light attack, light piercing. What's the health? Is the health increased? Reliability is 64, that's good. Surface detection is greatly increased. Okay, and surface visibility is the same. Okay, so there's no difference. There's a bit more people on the ship, but other than that, I guess it's nothing to write home about. So the Destroyer 3 is going to be, as I mentioned, focusing on anti-submarine. You're gonna have some of the torpedoes. So torpedo attack and depth charges. Okay, gotcha. Light battery, you're gonna get a better anti-air. Not that it would make much of a difference. Torpedo launchers, and we have no sonar or radar. So what are we going to call you? I think we can call you... let's call you Malmö class. I like the name after my cities. I actually don't know how to write an O. Okay, I was just gonna call you Malma. Malma class, and have you as such. Everything okay? Yeah, it seems to be okay. So Malma class, we can outdate the destroyer 3, and we are going to schedule a couple of these for production. Let's build 5 of them. No, actually, let's start with 4. It's going to be better. And you are still drilling, so let's speed it up. So we have the drilling done soon. How far are we with the political effort? We are well into January, so we can start with construction, armament, and dockyard expansion. I'm going to start with the armament effort, actually, because that's going to give us immediately a huge boost, while construction is just going to give us a slight boost. And dockyard expansion is going to come next. Okay, I think that next we need a civilian factory here. We'll alternate. Let's alternate between civilian and military. Okay, metallurgy schools are done. We need for our industry. What? Someone should check these descriptions. Efficiency cap increased by 2%, which is good. I guess there really isn't much that we can do here. Supply consumption is great. Trench excavation. Okay, I consider that pretty much done. Let's go with mechanical computing, reinforce rate. Yeah, let's go with mechanical computing next. That's gonna allow us to get an encryption and decryption. And that in turn is going to be useful for us down the line. You guys actually ask me in the comments how far are we going to go. Yes, to the end of the First War, not further, because I don't see the reason there. If we ever conquered any territory, we will not have it in the mod that we're going to play afterwards, be it a Kaiserreich mod or the World Ablaze or Black Ice. So we'll just have to decide when the war is over, and we can move on from there, which is not going to be hard. One of the sides is going to lose. So political effort has absolutely no description. That's great. So now let's go with armament effort. We'll need that one done soon. So we have 130 political power. I'm actually going to start... I don't even know if we want to go with Ludwig Douglas. Is there anything else that... Stability, we're doing great. Civilian and infrastructure and refinery construction speed is not going to be such a big difference for us. Political gain plus 15% would be good. Considering we're getting 2, it would give... It would more than triple our gain. I think we might start with Otto Grimlund. Believe it or not, that's going to be very useful for us. Communism support we don't need. Operative slots, fascist support. Yeah, let's start with Otto Grimlund. That guy is going to be awesome. Okay, I think we're done with you. So, first things first. Magna class. We are going to upgrade you to whale. You will be... Or we can upgrade you to Magna. I mean, is there any difference? I don't think there's any difference between the ships, to be quite honest. So whale is actually the newest one. So let's upgrade everyone to whale. So you will be upgraded to whale. You will be upgraded to whale. And you are already whale. And then we're gonna obsolete the rest of the designs and have the whale class ships as our destroyers. So production is going well. No, actually it's not. It is not because we... No, it is... Ah, okay. My mistake. Only one of you is gonna go to convoys. We need to finish upgrading our fleets. So Urnen class, this is the last ship that needs that upgrade. And then we're gonna look if we can upgrade them to Urnen B, which would be 1911B, and we'll see if we can upgrade them further. The whale classes, we are going to then upgrade, as I mentioned, to torpedo boats. What are we producing? Oh, it's the whale class. Okay, no problem. No problem. Nothing really happening in the world. I'm kind of confused. I'm used to getting more reports from the world. But I guess 1911 was a slow year. Hey, we're actually producing field artillery now. Nice. Yep, that's because we are already building that next factory. Underground mining. Okay, so you will be part of the 2nd Swedish Army, and we are going to rename you accordingly. So you will be the 9th Division. Oh, and we have research pending. So we finished, what was it? The underground mining. Yep, resource gain efficiency increased. The oil, we are going to import oil later on, but nothing at this point. Will we want the tanks, or will we not want the tanks? Petrol, electric engine. I mean, the tanks will be horrifying for the terrain where we want to fight with them. Forests. That's nonsense for us at this point, so let's not even think about it. Let's go with new surgical instruments. No, actually, you know what, we might start working on the support companies. Pretty early for that, but I think it's a pretty good idea. How much of a boost do you give to reliability? Just 5%, really? Well, it's still good against attrition. Let's start by the engineering companies. We want to have our units slightly better equipped. So I'm gonna go with this. Armament effort is gonna be done soon, which will put us at comfortable 4 factories. So the horse-drawn vehicles will be ready when we need them to adequately supply our armies. Upgrading the factory, that's good. Another division is being trained. Now the question is, do we want cavalry divisions? I don't know how they work with them here. So if we switch to you to mobile battalions of cavalry, your speed would increase, only defense goes down slightly and breakthrough is lowered slightly. So is recovery, but suppression is increased. That doesn't really help us. Organization and max speed is increased. And you need more infantry equipment. So it might be actually worth our while to train a couple of cavalry divisions. If only for roleplay reasons, but fast-moving cavalry units could be pretty good for us as far as keeping our units mobile and in reasonable condition while moving, or what, you know, achieving reasonable speed of occupation. So our veil classes are upgraded right about now, which is good. So let's see what we can do with these champs. So whale class won't be outdated, but Magna is, Moda is, Torpedo Boat 1 is, Hugin and Malmo we don't have any Hugins, do we? I don't think so. Nope, we just have the Ragnars and Whales. So whale class is going to be upgraded. We wanted more torpedoes on you because Malma is the anti-sub 1. So we'll add you an additional torpedo launcher and we'll put an upgraded anti-air on you. Cool. Wait, that's Ragnar? Ah, I clicked on the wrong one. torpedo, and let's put on some. Why are you telling me this is a motor? I want whale class, additional torpedo launchers, and an upgraded suit. Okay, but this is whale. This is whale 1911A. Upgrade. So let's save that. Okay, you are not outdated. So let's see if we can upgrade the destroyers to that. Yes, we can. Awesome. So we will get the extra torpedo tubes. Good. Let's move you this way. And you will go back. Good. So that's going to take a bit of time, about 20 days per ship to be upgraded, but still pretty decent. And what can we do with the Ragnar class? That is also a question, because yeah, I say we do the same thing. More torpedo launchers and an upgraded suit of anti-air. I mean, the anti-air is not that necessary, but eventually it might save a ship or two. So let's call this Ragnar class 1911A and upgrade those as well. And we'll have our navy finished. Yep, 9 days worth of refit. That is faster. Not gonna lie, that is faster. So it's a bit weird for me to spend so much time upgrading navies, but again, Sweden is going to be involved in the naval battles, so let's make sure our navies are in order. How far are we with the recruiting of the next? Oh, actually I slowed it down quite a lot. The next infantry division is going to be ready on 4th of June. That's good. And we get another armament effort focus finished. The amount of weapons we have been purchasing has attracted the eye of a local steel magnate who wants to start a new firearm manufacturing company in our nation. If he sponsors his endeavor by helping him acquire land, investors, and talent, we will reap the obvious benefits of a brand new military factory. Good. Now let's go with let's go with a construction effort next. That's gonna give us the very much needed extra civilian factory, and we're gonna build one more military factory here. The next military factory is gonna be dedicated to guns, because we always need more guns. I'm happy with the production of the support equipment, though. We're already having 164, and I don't think we need support equipment for most of our... Well, cavalry recon detachment requires it, but we now have more than we would need by a lot. What about the support artillery? Okay, that one doesn't require anything, and yeah, the amount of artillery we would need is quite high though. But that soft attack bonus is just godly, yeah. It's too bad you can't add the artillery in some reasonable, or I mean the heavy artillery in a reasonable detachment, because that would be, or a support unit, because that would be, I guess, too overpowered, but damn, would we reap the benefits if we could do that? It would be just great. So we modernized most of our destroyers and we're building the new ones, which mean we'll have to look in the submarines later on. The Urnen classes. So we do have a bit of XP here. So what could we do with you next? Is there anything apart from the anti-air? I mean, that is useless. Yeah, we actually spoke about changing it to secondary batteries, didn't we? And with the upgrade of anti-air, that would be actually pretty Pretty cool. That is easy to do. Light attack, light piercing. And we have the... Okay, so for that we'll need 9 experience points. We got mechanical computing, good. How do we get that much experience points? Well, simple, by sending our submarines on naval exercises. So we finished the mechanical computing. Constructing machines capable of advanced differential analysis will radically change what sort of machine-assisted calculation can be made. Okay, radio? No. Let's go with... I guess oil extraction. That's a long technology. We don't really need it, but once we get the fuel imports, once we start importing oil during the war, it's going to be important for us. And good news is that the submarines do not really take that much fuel to work, so but they give us enough experience points, so we'll be able to upgrade our navy soon. And we're at 141 political power, which is great, but I know that we wanted which one gave us the... Was it you? Yeah, okay, we need to go all the way to the absolute monarchy. I don't think that's worth waiting for, especially if we're gonna get the advisor that increases political gain. So let's just do that. And if I remember correctly, the 10th unit would still be with the E, but the first and second are with an I. Okay, so you drill. And we get the White Cruiser 1 done. Awesome. So the White Cruiser 1 gives us access to White Cruiser 2. What a surprise. But this would also give us access to improved light naval guns. And that is something that I actually kinda dig, because... What's the difference? 1. But the piercing is much higher. Okay. Endless upgrades. Endless upgrades. I kinda hate that the next heavy cruiser is gonna be in 1922, but what can you do? Fleet speed while retreating. Okay, let's dedicate one of our research slots to better light naval guns. Actually, I think these might be also installed on the destroyer, so that's gonna be good. That is going to be just excellent. How's the drawing going, guys? Pretty quick. I don't think you have much, right? You don't even have the torpedo tubes. Okay, that's how it's going. No, okay, I'm not gonna be that angry. They got 1 torpedo tube equipment, but them not having torpedo tubes is just ridiculous. And it doesn't even change anything. Max speed, max range, everything stays the same. Your visibility is 44. Really? Okay, this submarine is as good as dead. That's not even... Does this one really have 88 visibility? What the hell are you guys doing? Sub-visibility 88. Well, if that's true, these submarines are as good as dead. They're pretty much gone. They will be spotted immediately, and they can barely move. Yeah, they're slow and visible. They're basically in plain sight. I know that's not exactly a good comparison, but let's look at our heavy dreadnoughts. Their surface visibility is 80. No, 40. And the sub has 88. Dang. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's end this episode by Machu Picchu Uncovered. Machu Picchu, the grand estate of the Incan king Pachacuti, has been found. Last inhabited around 1550, it has rested nearly untouched by the world community until its rediscovery by American explorer Hiram Bingham. The Peruvian government is gleefully preparing for an influx of easily packed tourists. Next steps, Nazca. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me. We've went another half a year in the right direction, I think. We're building the next military factory now. We are training our army. We're reforming our navy, which is now taking most of our time. But again, this is just preparing the fleet for the inevitable conflict with the massive Russian navy that I suspect is docked in St. Petersburg. Actually, I don't think we'll be able to see anything useful here, but yeah, they got about 200 ships, and unfortunately, I guess this. Well, if we let German Empire rough it up with Russia, we might have a chance, but considering we get 29, all of those ships need to be top-notch, otherwise they're gonna get sunk immediately, and they might still get sunk. This whole thing might be just a complete waste of time, because we're just gonna get railed in the first combat, and then never leave the port again. But again, you know, it might not. It might work, and it might be fine. We'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode.